back into battle. Is that true? Were they thinking of putting you back out there?
No, I had the military had me go to a physical evaluation board in Warwick Army Hospital and told me it was like a board of inquiry that said that I was unfit for military duty. At that time, I had to sign a paper releasing me from the military, putting me on what they call temporary disability retirement, sending me to the Philadelphia VA hospital. Actually, I was put out of the Walter Reed Army Hospital without an artificial leg. I was on Canadian crutches, and it was up to the VA to teach me how to walk.
Well, I don't think I want to go down that path at this time because that's a long story, but I think maybe we'll talk about it at another occasion. But you have a message for wounded veterans now.
Yes.
And do you think they could learn anything by talking to you about the experiences that you've gone through?
Yes. The biggest thing is they have to join an elite organization such as ours, the VFW. The VFW cares. We have certified, experienced service officers who advise you of all the entitlements, the education, the GI loans, everything that you're entitled to.
Earl, you are a proponent for the VFW, and I applaud you for that, but you're jumping ahead of me because I didn't want to get there yet, okay? But what I wanted to ask you was, now that you're out of the military, you're under the auspices of the VA, who took care of you? What did you go home to?
I came.
What house did you enter? What family were you with? What were those circumstances?
When I got home, I didn't know what to expect because when I went to Philadelphia, my friends picked me up and the demonstrators were throwing tomatoes at me, calling me a baby killer. My friends took me from the Philadelphia airport to my home, where I got out of my car, or out of their car, in uniform on Canadian crutches and crunched up the steps of my door, knocked on the door. And there was a younger couple in there and said, "What do you want?" My mother and father had lost their homes through foreclosure and were going through a divorce, which I knew nothing about. I then proceeded to go down to the VFW, which was about 4 blocks away on crutches, and went in there and told the bartender to get me from somebody from the military to send me back to Walter Reed Army Hospital because I don't belong here. And a friend of mine, a World War II veteran, was in there. He says, "You do have a place to stay. You're staying with me." World War II,
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. A World War II veteran in that VFW took care of me for 2 years. When I received my artificial leg and proved that I could walk and be out on my own, then he let me go.
God bless him. So that was your beginning, really.
Yes.
Coming out of the military, going home to mom and dad, only to find out the mom and dad as you knew it wasn't there, and you were coming home basically to nothing,
right?
To no one to help you.
I was facing another war.
And you walked into a VFW post, and out of nowhere, a complete stranger said, "I'm going to help you."
Well, I knew I grew up with his son, so he took me and like.
You're not a member of the VFW at this point.
No, I was.
Oh, at that point you were a member.
They sent me an application from to my commanding officer when I was in Vietnam. But then when I got in there, he told me, "We're going to take care of you."
Okay. So you became a member while serving in Vietnam?
Yes.
Okay. But what really pushed you to become as active, to rise to the level of a state officer? Why do you feel this fervor for the VFW? I mean, you've got these other, I'm a member of the DAV.
Right.
I'm a member of the American Legion. What makes the VFW the organization that Earl Courtier, as Senior Vice Commander for the state of New Jersey, says, "I'm going to put my time and effort into this organization because it's worth it"?
Because it started out with my post, the service officer, then the county officer, then this Department of New Jersey State Service Officer, World War II veteran, had taken all my claims and went and checked all my record with the VA and found out that fought the VA for 6 years to get my due disability and compensation. And they also helped me with vocational rehabilitation. At school, if I went to some vocational class, home courses, and all that, but never had a time I couldn't go to college because I had no place to live. I was, like I said, I was living with a World War II veteran who took me over. The VFW has done everything for me, and then when I got married, they took care of my family. The story is never ending. Even today, right now, I learn more and more and more what I'm entitled to, and I want to send a message to anyone, especially somebody who was wounded, that the VFW will take care of you and protect you, and we need members to join to strengthen legislation so that our veterans in this country get more benefits.
Well, one of the things that interested me, Earl, in wanting to interview you was having heard your story, I don't know, a year ago, year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I said, damn it, that story and so many other stories have to be told. And we have veterans out there, and they need someone to tell their story to.
Right.
Now, one of the things I ask some of these veterans, and I generally have a membership application in my wallet at all times, and every day I'm meeting somebody that I say, are you a veteran? Are you a member of a veterans organization? And my immediate question is, why not? So I think today I heard an answer from you. And the other thing I'd like to ask you, because this is just going to be a short interview, but if someone wanted to talk to you, would you be open to a veteran that called up and said, you know, I saw that video about the senior vice commander, and I think he's someone I'd like to talk to because I have a story that's kind of like his, and I think I can trust him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Then I think we may have accomplished something here. Even if one person picks up the phone.
The biggest thing I've always said about my attitude about membership is unique. It's different than a lot of other people. We all served in the military. We served, many of us served in combat. You watch my back, I watch yours. The purpose of the VFW is to help veterans, their families in the military. So we should look at it this way. Even though some of our veterans didn't get wounded, they should watch the back to those that were in need and got wounded.
You know, I want to just follow up on that as I get ready to wrap this up. An example, perfect example, and it deals with membership also. Today's newspaper, the Bergen Record, on the front page, right-hand side, is a National Guard military family, husband and wife, both in the National Guard with their young child. They recently were thrown out of their apartment house because the garages collapsed. You may have seen it in the news, it's been on the news, it's been in the newspapers for the last week or so. Just this afternoon I called up the commander of the South Hackensack Post and I said, Commander, we don't have a post in Hackensack. You're the closest thing I've got. What can we do for that family? They're living in a hotel now and will be living in a hotel till November. I said, this is where we belong. We need to contact that family and say, you are our brother, our sister. How can we help you? What can we do to help make your existence in that hotel better? Now, I'm not even asking, are you a member of the VFW? Because that's not important right now.
Right, exactly.
Right now, that family needs help.
Exactly.
And that's what we're here for, whether you're a member or not. But we want you to be a member because we want you in helping us and helping others and helping yourself. With that, I think we're going to wrap it up. Earl, I appreciate you coming this evening and giving us the time, and I'm sure we'll be talking again. Thank you.
You might want to edit that. One of the biggest things with membership is survival.